everybody, I am the Lazy Kiwi and welcome to another building video. Today's video is going to be a long one. It is one of the longer videos for my building videos. I don't tend to make building videos that are this long. So for the sake of this video, not to make it too extremely long, I did cut out quite a lot of things. I'll get to that a little bit later on, but for your sake, I would recommend maybe getting a little something to drink or maybe a little snack because yeah, today's one is a little bit of a longer video. But today I decided that for some reason, I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I decided to make 3 townhouses. In other words, 3 whole separate houses that are just connected. So I kind of had the idea, you know, like those townhouses. I don't know, I think we've all maybe seen like the iconic photo of like the really dark and scary townhouse next to the old cute little pink house, and it is such a big contrast, and it really caught the attention of a lot of people, me included. I wanted to do something like that today, but I didn't only want to make 2, I wanted to make 3 of these houses. So we have the dark and moody house, we have the pink and cutie house, and we have a like kind of eco-friendly woodsy type house. So it's kind of like differing triplets. I think that's what I'm gonna call this. I think I'm gonna call it the opposite triplets townhouses, something like that. It's probably in the thumbnail or like the title or something. But yeah, I just had so much fun building these houses. I do have to admit, this took me an extremely long time to make. Now, usually when I build in The Sims 4, it takes me a long time, don't get me wrong, like it takes me a few hours to build things in The Sims, but for this one in particular, because this video is pre-recorded, it took me a really long time to do because I still had to make other videos in the meantime. I had other videos that I also had to pre-record, so this video, I kind of recorded it over the span of multiple days, and I don't know why I decided to build such a big build when I knew I basically did not have the time. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I really wanted to build this, so I didn't just stop and come back to it. I had to finish this. I had to make this build for you guys because I have been thinking about this for so long. So I just decided, you know what, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the build that I pre-record for when I go to the beach, because by the way, when you're watching this video, I am at the beach. Like, I am currently sipping on pina colada or something. I don't know what I'm drinking at the beach or something. And yeah, I don't know, I really wanted to build this for you guys for when I was at the beach. I don't know what it was about townhouses that just inspired me so much today, but here we are. So like I mentioned, this is very sped up, so I really hope this is not making anybody dizzy. I apologize if it does. If it is really like making you dizzy or giving you a headache or something, I recommend just skipping to the end and looking at the screenshots, because I post screenshots of absolutely every single room in this house, including like the floor plan. So there will be screenshots of everything. If you miss anything at all, there is a lot of screenshots at the end of this, so that in case I cut anything out, because I did. I cut out a lot of different like hallways and every single bathroom. There is not one bathroom build in the speed build today because, in my opinion, no offense to bathrooms, but they're boring. They are such a boring thing to build, to look at, and I don't know, it's where you go number 2. So I do not keep those in the video today, but you guys can have a look at them at the screenshots at the end of this video, as well as the backyards. I feel like that is one of the much more significant things that I cut out today, is the backyards, because I absolutely love them. I feel so sad that I had to cut them out, but I really did not want this video to be extremely long. My max was around 20 to 30 minutes for this video because I personally do not have the strength to keep talking for that long. Like, I cannot find myself speaking for 30 minutes, so I do apologize for cutting out so much, but yeah, at this point in my YouTube career, I cannot speak for that amount of time. I feel like maybe in the future, if I start like live streaming or something like that, I might be able to build up my voice a bit more so that I can speak for 30 straight minutes without having to cut anything out, without having any trouble whatsoever. But at this point, that is not the case. I still struggle very, very much with these videos because, you know, I've said it a few times before, English is not my first language, so a lot of the times I do struggle with a few English words, and I know for some people it might be shocking because personally, not to brag, but I do feel like my English is pretty good. I feel like my English is better than some, not to put other people down. Learning languages is very, very difficult. I only speak 2 languages and English is one of them. And English is not necessarily a very difficult language to learn. So yeah, learning a language, very, very hard. So yeah, not to put anybody down by saying that I feel like my English is very good. But yeah, I had to study English in school. I did pretty well, so I hope that my English is good. But yeah, sometimes I struggle. I still tend to mess up and say a lot of like words that do not make sense because it's not even English. I just start speaking my home language and yeah, I have to cut that out. But yeah, like I said, so I do cut out a lot of this build, including the backyard, which is very, very saddening to me because I had so much fun building these backyards and putting their little personalities for the people that live in these houses into the backyards as well, because I love making little stories. If you know me and you know my channel, you know that when I do a build, I make little stories for these people. And of course, that's what I had to do today as well. So before we get into these stories, since it's still just like the exterior and stuff, I do want to mention, because some of you might be confused as to why I'm pre-recording and why I'm at the beach. I have been planning going to the beach for quite some time now. I think since March, I've been planning a beach trip for this year, and it's finally happening because yeah, I'm at the beach right now as I'm posting this video. I am at the beach. So if you know me, you know that I have been to the beach once, and I think I was either 4 or 7. I cannot remember exactly which age it was, but it was either 4 or 7, one of those two. And that's a really freaking long time ago. The only thing that I can really remember is building little sandcastles, eating ice cream, and also thinking that the ocean went straight down. Like, I did not think the ocean was like just a gradual slope down into the depths. I thought it was straight down. So I used to, as a little child, when I was at the beach that one singular time, I sat there with my little goggles on, looking at the sand in the water, because I thought, oh my gosh, this water is so deep, it's completely black, I cannot see anything, I wonder what's swimming down there. And I think that's kind of where my light thalassophobia comes from. I think I did mention this in a previous video as well, but yeah, like, I have a deep fear of the ocean. I am so very scared of deep, dark waters. Granted, I don't think I have thalassophobia in its deepest form. Like, I can go into the ocean, I feel like I'll be fine. I would not throw up and feel like I'm dying or anything, but I am still horrified of the idea of going into deep waters and not knowing what's underneath me at any time, and I am so scared of dying in the water. Like, I know that's so deep and that's so dark and hectic to think about, but yeah, I'm so scared of the ocean. I want to go to the beach, like, I want the experience. I am so excited for this, because obviously I'm not at the beach when I'm recording this video, so I'm still going there, but when you're seeing this, I'm already there. But anyway, so I'm so scared, but I want to go, and I want to go into the water, and I want the experience, but I'm so horrified. I think I'm gonna just force my boyfriend to carry me into the water and just hold me like the whole time, because I cannot trust myself to not scream if anything touches my foot. But yeah, still very excited to go, so yeah. Anyway, back to this build for now. I basically, like I said, wanted all of these builds to be very different. So the this first build that you're seeing right now, this one is more of a Gothic sense. So I am either going to move the Goth family into this build. However, I did not take that into account when I was building this. I thought of that afterwards. So the rooms might not be accurate to the Goth family because I have an infant room for a little girl. And as far as I can remember, of course, they did not have an infant little girl. So might not move them in here, but also might and just change up the rooms a little bit to fit their family. Because I feel like this whole townhouse area is in the same neighborhood that the Goth family lives. So I might just move them over into this house because it already fits their aesthetic perfectly. So that's something that I can do, or I can just add another Gothic-esque family to this world in the exact same area, which is not as appealing to me as just moving the Goth family here and just changing up this build, because I kind of like that more. But let me know what you guys think. So yeah, this build has, I believe, 4 bedrooms. So this is the one that has the most bedrooms for the biggest family. Technically, all of these houses are more or less the exact same size. 2 of them have 3 stories. The other one has technically 3 stories as well, but the upper, the above level one is only a little almost balcony type thing, a rooftop type area. And yeah, so that one technically doesn't have the 3rd floor for room spaces or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, this first house has a teens room, which we're busy with right now. It has a little infant's room, like I mentioned, as well as a child's room. So technically, if I was going to move the Goth family in here, I would just change up one of the rooms because it's basically perfect already. I would just maybe change it a bit more to fit their personalities, because at this point I've convinced myself that that's what I want to do. I want to move the Goth family into this house. So yeah, I kind of don't see them as townhouse people, but at the same time, it would make perfect sense. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. But this Townhouses, I think it took me 8 separate recording sessions. Now, usually when I do a build, it doesn't take me more than 2. I don't know if that puts it into perspective, kind of how I record my videos. So a lot of the times I do everything in one sitting, which might not be healthy. Yeah, might not be healthy whatsoever. But yeah, I just do everything in one singular sitting. And then other times I would split it up into 2 if I'm really not feeling it that day. But this time I split it up into 8 separate videos, and yeah, that took a really, really long time to do. These videos, the recording videos, usually take me between an hour and 4 hours. I think this one might have taken me about 8. And that's an incredibly long amount of time to spend on a build, for me especially, because I feel like I'm a pretty fast builder, but for some reason this time I decided to clutter a lot of things up. I decided to build 3 houses on one lot. I decided to make both, 2 of the 3, I decided to give them 3 stories, multiple rooms. I don't know what I was thinking. Something had to have possessed me when I was doing this, because I cannot think of any other reasonable explanation as to why I decided to do this, because yeah, I think maybe I was on drugs. I don't use drugs, but that's, again, only other reasonable explanation at this point. But yeah, that is basically the whole entire first build done. We are now on to the second one, as you can tell by the drastic change in the color scheme. This one is much more pink. For this one, I wanted the family to have a little cat. I think this one has the cat. Yeah, this one has the cat, and then the Gothic house does not have pets. And then the other house, the more eco-friendly house, that one has a big dog. Maybe multiple. I don't really know exactly what I want to do for these families just yet. But for this one, I thought that maybe this household is having an affair. That's very deep, very sudden thing to bring up. But I think this family is having an affair. I kind of feel like, no offense to the Goth family, but I kind of feel like Bella is a bit of a player. I feel like Bella gets around sometimes. That's at least what I think. I don't really see her as a player, but I do see her as the type to start an affair, and that's exactly what's gonna happen here. Originally, it wasn't gonna be Bella, because let's be honest, I just decided that Bella was gonna be the next door neighbor, but in my original planning of the families, this was still gonna be the plan. The wife of the Gothic family is having an affair with the husband of this very cutesy Demir household. So now it's Bella. And like I just said, she does kind of give me like player vibe. Well, I say player, but like cheater vibes, okay? Married for money type vibes, if you know what I'm going with this. But yes, so I'm kind of thinking that, you know, there's kind of a little bit of an affair going on, and both of these households have like kids. So it is very, very under wraps because they don't want to tear up their families. They don't want to disappoint their children, but it's bound to get out at some point. So this family also, this one has a teen and a child, only 2 bedrooms, and I wanted this bedroom to be very, very artsy and crafty, because I love that. I don't usually give my teens like very artsy personalities, so I definitely wanted to do that for this sim, and I used this confetti on like this little paint matte thing, and I think that turned out really cute as like a way to simulate almost paint splatter, and I really like that. I think that turned out really well. So if you guys wanted any ideas or tips for like painter rooms, definitely do try that. Although there is like the new painting like art studio kit that came out conveniently straight after I built this entire house that conveniently had like a artsy sim in it. So yeah, disappointed about that, but I mean it was bound to happen at some point when I was pre-recording a video, because I don't really tend to pre-record a lot of videos, but the one time that I do, a perfect kit for one of my builds will come out. It was bound to happen. And yeah, I still absolutely love this house. Well, I say houses, because there is multiple. I'll just say build. I love this build. There is so many different like personalities and like storylines that you can do with these Sims that live here. I wanted to keep it kind of simple, to keep it more or less open-ended, but still give the characters like little personalities, like the painting, like the affair that is going on, as well as the like hobbies and stuff for these Sims. So like the house we're going to go to in a second, because we're basically done with this more pinky house. We are going to go to the more eco-friendly house, and that one in particular, I was thinking for that one, to make it a little bit more fun, that it's maybe an older couple that moved here from Mount Hammurabi, and they moved mainly because their kids are now old enough and living on their own, and their kids moved to this area, and they wanted to be close to their kids and their grandkids, so they moved here as well. This is the house that I'm talking about now. They moved here as well, and they decided that they wanted to be close to their kids, so they moved to this area. I can't remember what this area is called in Willow Creek, but they kind of just renovated this little house, made it kind of similar to the style that they had in Mount Hammurabi, but obviously they could only do so much, so they had to adapt a little bit. They're still getting used to the area, but they do love it. They so adore being close to their grandkids. Now granted, I don't think they're that old yet. I don't think they're elders. I think they're adults, and I do think that maybe they are close to being elders, like their grandkids are like toddlers or infants or something, so they're close to being like elders, but they're not elders just yet. And this family is also very, very eco-friendly. So they have a greenhouse in the back garden. They absolutely adore growing their own plants and stuff. They have little chickens in the back so that they can have their own eggs. And yeah, they also have like these little geyser things at the top of their roof. They are very conscious of the economy and the growth of their little plants and stuff. And I like that. I really think that's so cute. I do have to make more eco-friendly houses in the future, because again, that's not something I really think about that much, but I still absolutely adore these houses. And honestly, It was a lot easier to do this voiceover than I thought it was. Granted, I made a few mistakes. I always am gonna make mistakes in voiceovers, because like I said, I still struggle very much to talk continuously for a very, very long time. So yeah, this house, again, since it's for the grandparents, they don't have any extra rooms. I feel like they go and sleep over at their grandkids' house, or well, technically their kids with the grandkids. They go sleep over there instead of them coming over here, because I feel like that's easier for them. So this house does only have the one bedroom, which I also do not do a lot. I tend to make a lot of like family homes, never really like single Sims homes where it's just like a mom or dad or a single sim, or in this case the grandparents. But yeah, here I did it. They also have like this little jewelry making area. I'm thinking maybe the grandma or the grandpa, I do not know, one of them really into jewelry making. And yeah, that's basically everything for today. I am so shocked and impressed with myself that I did this voiceover pretty easily. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this, definitely do let me know, and thank you also so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, do remember to like and subscribe to my channel, as it really does help me out. There will be screenshots at the end of this, like I mentioned, so if you missed anything, be sure to check these screenshots at the end of this. And yeah, thank you also so much for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
It's been a while, but I just can't seem to stay